Welcome to All Things Marketing Podcast, the podcast that talks all things marketing for both franchise and multi-location marketing leaders. ATM is brought to you by PureDriven. We'll show you how to turn your brand into a money-making machine. Here's your host, Steve Rockwood.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Franchise ATM. My name is Steve Rockwood. I am the marketing manager here at PureDriven. Today is yet another Factoid Friday, and we have 6 factoids for you today. Usually we have 4 or 5, but we have 6 because we had an extra one last week. Not exactly sure why, but you know what? The more factoids, the better. It's also a great Friday because if you are a music fan and you like the band Tool, they actually released their entire discography on all the digital platforms today, which is pretty awesome if you're a fan because they have never been digital since the birth of iTunes, which is pretty crazy. All CDs. Anyway, a little off topic, but pretty awesome nonetheless. So let us hop into our Factoid Friday. Our first factoid today is Digital Marketing Factoid number 557. 71% of consumers who have had a good social media service experience with a brand are likely to recommend it to others. Basically, have good customer service on social media and people will talk about it and they'll probably come back themselves. They say that they'll recommend it to others, but they'll probably recommend it to themselves and come back as well because they'll remember, oh yeah, that was a great experience. Digital Marketing Factoid number 558. 75% of consumers expect a consistent experience wherever they engage. Basically, kind of ties to number 1, but it basically means that if someone messages you on Twitter and then someone else messages you on Facebook, you should be giving the same sort of customer experience and service on both platforms. It also goes for your store. So if someone asks a question on Facebook and then they come into your store and they get a different answer, that's not great. I've actually a quick story here. So I was going to a used music store about a week ago, and I called them, and I asked if they had the thing I wanted, and they did, and then I also asked if they'd want to buy some huge acoustic panels from me, and they said, yeah, we'll definitely check those out. So I was like, all right, sweet. So I packed 6 huge acoustic panels into my car. If you don't know what those are, they're basically, if you've been to a theater, you've probably seen them on the wall, those really big, usually they're like just one plain color, like white or black or blue. And basically what they do is they absorb sound. They make it not reflect as much, all that fun stuff. And they're pretty heavy. They're filled. And they're made of wood. So I had 6 of those that I brought, packed in my car, brought them from downstairs, packed them in the car, drove them 30 minutes to the store. And then when I got there, they told me, oh, yeah, we don't buy those. We wouldn't want those. But I just talked to them on the phone and they said yes. So kind of a pain because then when I got home, I had to haul them all back in. So quick story there. Expect a consistent experience. I would have enjoyed that, would have saved me some hard labor and my back a little bit of health. Anyway, Digital Marketing Factoid number 559. Video is shared 1,200% more than both links and text combined. So if you're not posting videos, you should be, as I say that on an audio podcast. Digital Marketing Factoid number 560. 2 seconds is all companies get when it comes to website load time. Anything longer increases bounce rates by 50%. Make sure your website is fast. That's about all I can say there. Digital Marketing Factoid number 561. 46% of adults prefer to use their mobile devices to search for items before purchasing them over their desktops or laptops. So basically, you want to have a mobile-ready website and e-commerce store, and you want to have everything easily accessible. So another thing on the music topic, I use a website to buy a lot of the musical gear that I get, and one of my biggest pet peeves is on their desktop site and their mobile site, everything looks the same. However, if you look at, let's say, a guitar by Fender, on the desktop site, there's a button at the top with the Fender logo, and if you click it, it will bring you to all of the Fender gear in that category, which is super cool. However, on mobile, that button doesn't exist, which is super obnoxious because if I'm looking at a guitar from a brand and it's close to what I want, but I think there's a different configuration that brand has. On mobile, there's no easy way to do it unless I switch it to desktop mode. So just a small pet peeve, but something to consider when you're looking at the customer experience from yourself. When you're looking at your own website, maybe try it on both your phone and your website and see if there's any quality of life changes that you can do. Finally, digital marketing factoid number 562. The average person consumes 11.4 pieces of content before making a purchasing decision. Content can be a lot of different things. It can be a social media post, it can be a blog post, it can be a podcast like you're listening to right now. Maybe this is the first piece of content that you've heard from PureDriven. So you have 10.4 more to go, and maybe you'll buy something from us, right? So that's how it works, basically. So people want content. They want to know about your company. They want information. They want to make sure you're trustworthy and all these other things. They also just like to connect with brands. So the more you can connect with people on a personal level and really add some value to their life, the more likely they are to buy you. To buy you? To buy from you. Hopefully they don't buy you. That'd be kind of weird. Anyway, that is all I have for Factoid Friday today. It is 8/2/2019. I hope you all have a great weekend. It's going to be sunny in Minnesota, so I'm looking forward to it. And we have our company picnic next weekend, which will be awesome here at PureDriven. Looking forward to that as well. Anyway, that is all I have for you today, my friends. I will talk to you later and see you next time on Franchise ATM.
You just listened to All Things Marketing Podcast. Make sure to subscribe to the podcast to catch every new episode every day. Want to be a guest on the show? Sign up at puredriven.com/guest. See you tomorrow here at the ATM.